Here's why most people will never be happy, no matter how hard they try. The short and simple answer is you don't know yourself. You don't really know what you want. Your ideas, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, all are dictated by the environment that you have come to accept as your reality, your culture, your beauty standards, your type of guys that you like, type of job you would want, the type of food you enjoy. In most cases, for most human beings, these things are determined by externalities, things that are outside of us. Your parents tell you, give you a doctrine. We subscribe to certain ideology that are outside of us. We really take the time to sit down and internalize the information that we have gathered over the years. Now, we really take the time to say, what do I want? And that question is important. It's important to find true happiness. It's important to find joy, contentment. It's important to overcome sorrow, pain, and suffering. What do you want? Because once you answer that question, I know this is important. Once you answer that question, even when you're sacrificing in pursuit for what you truly need, meaning if this is something that you know you truly desire, even if you die sacrificing for that what you truly want, it doesn't really seem that sad because you have already accepted to pay that price for the thing that you truly desire. The reason why most of us get angry when we spend so much time and effort in putting into things that we think we want or things that we think we desire, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and we get so angry and so mad, is because we didn't even really wanted it in the first place. This was something that was suggested, whether it was slightly or gently suggested or overtly suggested by a teacher, an authority figure, the government, your boss, your friends. They tell you that this is what worked for them and they decide that you're going to do it as well. Once that fails, you get angry. And that anger, the reason why you're so angry is because deep down you know that you didn't even really wanted this, but you put so much effort into it and it failed. And so it's important that we know ourselves, truly sit down, meditate, search ourselves, take an objective viewpoint. So you get all of this information, you're in your culture, get as much data as you can about the world, and then you sit still, and it's almost like you allow yourself, you become super aware of your consciousness and allow yourself to look at all the information that you have gathered from a objective point of view. Because here's the thing, most of us as human beings are biased. That's a fact. We are biased. That's one of the biggest reasons for racism, all of these kind of isms, racism, hate, and all of these things, because human beings are biased. We have views that are purely biased. Most times we're not objective. If you're from one culture, you're going to think it's good superior to another culture. And that's because you have been fed this culture all your life. It almost become part of your identity. So if this culture fails, you fail. That is why, again, leads to unhappiness, because most of the times the things that we subscribe to truly aren't what we want to subscribe to. So when you find yourself achieving a much amount, gathering a lot of information from external sources, it's important that you pause, sit down for a minute, allow yourself to look at this information objectively, look objectively, and the key word here is objectively. Try to separate yourself from your biases and why you like one thing more than the other. And once you do that, pay attention to your consciousness. Pay attention to those little voices in your head that speaks to you. Most times you can know the voice in your head that is yours. And this is a little trick. I'm not sure. I'm not trying to share it with you guys. This is how I know the voice in my head is mine. You see, there's a voice in your head that is normally neutral. You never watch those cartoons or those shows when someone is trying to make a choice, like a drastic choice or a choice that they wouldn't normally make, and they're trying to find for and against, and you have the angel on one side and you have the devil on one side. That's normally all the voices in your heads are like. So you have your voice in the middle that is neutral. And then you have the angel on one side or the devil on the other side. I think I like to change it from angel to devil and use more like you have the for or against or why or why not, and voices. And normally you are the voice that is more neutral, right? What you need to do is that in order to figure out if you're going to lean to the side for the why or the side for the why not, you need to first pay attention to that neutral voice. Figure out why you're neutral on this position, right? That's objective truth. That's how you achieve objectivity, right? You remain neutral. You don't take a side. You don't have any conclusions. You don't have any presumptions about anything. The data is just the information is just data. It's useless for now. It's useless. You haven't made any conclusions about it. You look at it as objectively as possible with your neutral voice. Look at the facts on both sides, and you look at see how each information makes you feel, why it's making you feel where you're feeling. Is the feelings that you're feeling now temporary because of a particular thing you're going through, or will this feeling be something that's gonna prolong for the foreseeable future because this is you what you just do not like this particular thing, objectively speaking? Most of us don't ask ourselves those questions, and most of us aren't even in tune with our emotions. Most of us feel anything and we just chalk it up to sadness. The human language and the human understanding of ourselves is very limited. We really don't know that much about ourselves, and so sometimes we feel particular way and we think we ascribe a specific emotion to it when that might not really be how the real emotion. you know you feel sad. You don't really, and this is how addiction starts. You feel sad, you eat something because you don't want to deal with that feeling. So you're putting that feeling on the back burner. You're not really deal with it. You're trying to eliminate the symptom, which is sadness. You're sad for a specific reason. There's something within you, within your spirit, within your soul that is disturbing, you, that is wrong, that is really not going the way you want. Something is just off, and you're supposed to sit down, objectively look at yourself, and figure out why. And most of us will never be happy because most of us will never be able to do this. Most of us will really not, and it's not easy to do because we live in a society that's constantly feeding us with impulses, and sending us signals and distracting us. And even just to make this video, this content, this video that I'm putting out, I'm going to be putting out on YouTube. I got the idea to make the video from like couple hours ago from morning, and I'm just doing it right now. No, it's not almost midnight because I was so distracted. And while I was being distracted, my neutral voice was there saying, "Do the video, Shane. Do the video, Shane." But my other voices were like, the why and the why not voices were like, one voice was, it's not important right now. You don't need to do it. It's not like you have any not much subscribers, but we need to figure out a way to be content, and the only way to be truly content is to truly know yourself. Most of us will never know ourselves because we have been fed all of this information, and we weren't fed it like to be objective thinkers, like logical thinkers. We were given this information like doctrine. And that's one of the reasons why it's so hard for us to break away from a lot of these information and these ideologies and these way of culture, way of life that we have been consuming since we were young, is that it was given to us in a doctrine manner. It wasn't given to us with the notion that, listen, nothing in life is certain except death and change. Right? Death and change is the only thing that are constant in this world. So even information that is true today, or I would like to use the term seemingly truth today, perceptually truth, might change tomorrow because variables change. The data shift. There's so many variables that is making up our reality. Our reality is consisting of so many different variables that can change tomorrow, next week. And that's how we should consume information as well, and ideologies. Certain ideologies might be necessary or be good right now, and tomorrow it might just not be good necessarily. Like now I always talk about with Christopher Columbus, like when they say, oh, the world was flat and everything, that was the accepted reality at the time, and all learned scholars, men who were considered bright and smart, accepted that as a reality. It wasn't because they were dumb. It's just that the variables and the information that they had and the tools that they had to verify said information concluded that that was the reality. That was the perceptual reality at that point in time. These people weren't dunce or stupid. They were the smartest of their time. But that's how reality works. Variables change. Observation change. Today, right now, we realize that gravity, we are measuring gravity at as what, 9.8 something. That might change tomorrow. Tomorrow it might be 11. Why? Because we got better tools to now measure things. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that know yourself, be objective at all times. You know, the objective truth is what is the truth that will remain regardless of time, right? The objective truth, and the objective truth is that the world is constantly changing, and in order to be happy, you must first know yourself and accept certain realities and about yourself, and then work from there. But that's my little rant. If it makes sense to you, kudos to you. Thank you for listening. If you like the content, subscribe. I'll be releasing more content like this on my personal channel, which is Shane Salmon. We're talking about a lot of things. So stay tuned for more if you like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.